Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, it is an honor and a privilege to be here today. I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be here. It's truly a blessing to be here. But nevertheless, what I'm going to talk about today is a little bit about me and how I became a chemist. And I've titled this presentation today, A Curious Chemist. As a child, I always went to church and that type of thing. And in Sunday school, I always asked questions, and at home, I always asked my parents questions. So I was a very inquisitive child. And that continues now. I consider myself to be a curious person. And I'm a chemist, so if you put the two together, I'm a curious chemist. So nevertheless, I became a chemist because initially, as a child also, I liked to play with fire. I like to explode things and to let things blow up as a child, so I always experimented with fire, so chemistry would suit me well. And I also wanted to go to pharmacy school, but let's just do something else. So a little bit about me. Once again, my name is Ankoma Anderson, and I'm from a little small town with about 60,000 people by the name of Greenwood, South Carolina. I actually went to undergrad in my hometown, Lander University, where I obtained my bachelor's degree in chemistry in 2009. And my research there that I worked on at Lander was an epoxy telescope mirror project. My advisor here in the picture, Dr. Lisa Broadhacker, was the first person to get an image of the moon using a polymer or a plastic mirror. So however, there was a problem with the mirror, so we had to fix the problem. The problem with the mirror was that it did not have chromatic ablation. And that is, essentially when you have a mirror, it has to cross, those vectors have to cross, and you have to get a good image. So the problem with this mirror, anytime you spin a mirror, we spun these mirrors, let me say that first. So we spun these mirrors, and you're supposed to get a parabola shape. So when we spun these mirrors, we didn't get a parabola. So what we got on the top, we got a bubble on the top, so we couldn't get a clear image. So we wanted to fix this problem. So what I did was, in this project, I went through and I tried to find a liquid that we could possibly spin the epoxy on so that we might obtain this parabolic shape. So we were successful in that, finding a liquid. It's a long name. It's been a few years, so I don't really remember the name of the liquid. And as a matter of fact, it was a part of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratories, a project with them as well. So while at Lander, and let me say this as well before I forget, due to my research, also my undergraduate is also in the process of building a mirror lab on campus because of the research that we did to make polymer mirrors, and it led to a collaboration with Dr. Russell Janae, who made the world's biggest portable telescope. So he's actually going to use the research that we use in this project to make a portable plastic mirror. And we're going to spin them at my small university, Lander University in Greenwood, South Carolina. And also, while I was at Lander, I hope my time is not running out, I was the president of the American Chemical Society, and I also won the Western Carolinas American Chemistry Society Student of the Year. While there, I was on the University of Council of Presidents, where we dealt with university problems. I always liked politics and being involved in leadership and that type of thing. And also, not last fall, but the fall before that, I actually went back and was an adjunct for nursing chemistry. I taught Saturday morning labs. They had an overflow, so I went in on Saturday mornings and taught Saturday morning labs. And I'm currently a graduate student at Clemson University. Also, now what I'm doing at Clemson University is I'm working on several projects kind of at the same time. I've kind of talked to several people about some of the research that I've been doing, dealing with single-wall carbon nanotubes. And with this project, we're essentially trying to separate the carbon nanotubes into their separate components, which is semiconducting and the metallic components. So this is really good for various applications, computer applications, medical applications. And in the process of doing this, we're not only looking, separating them with various organic molecules, but we're changing, we're making derivatives of these organic molecules to separate them, and we're also looking at the solvent, how solvent plays a role in the separation. And also, this project here, the thermal conductivity, or thermal conductive nanocomposites, I'm going to begin working on that now. I was funded by the South Carolina Space Grant Consortium, which is a NASA affiliate, to do this project. And we're going to use graphene sheets which is basically going to be in graphene oxide. Graphene sheets are pretty much just layers of carbon. And we're going to do that, and as you can see by the graph here, if you look at the graph, you can see that the thermal diffusivity, I always have trouble pronouncing that word, increases as you have the graphene sheets inside of the GEO. The more concentrated, the higher it goes. And also, my goals is to maintain my funding through the South Carolina Space Grant Consortium, attain as many publications as possible on our published papers, of course, present at seminars, of course, earn my PhD in chemistry. Professional, of course, one day I would like to possibly teach, or if not, if that doesn't work out, I'd like to be in management and become a bureaucrat and just sit on boards and make decisions all day. And continue developing my business, web effects, chem effects, and real effects. And I am done. Thank you.